Hello, fourth grade. Welcome to another fourth grade music lesson. We're doing an asynchronous lesson today, and thank you for tuning in. Today's lesson is going to be on sound. And in music, as I'm a musician and a music teacher, I deal primarily with sound. It's really important to have a keen ear and listen closely and be able to tell the difference in high notes and low notes and register changes. I'm going to play two notes right now. I want to see if you can tell which one is higher. And I got my flute right here. Here's the first note. Here's the second note. Let me play those two again. If you answered the second note is higher, you are correct. The difference in the notes is hard to kind of describe. It's hard to put your finger on because it's something that you hear. It's not something physical and tangible that you can touch like this recorder here or like this set of car keys. You can't grab onto it. You can't see it visually. It's something you just kind of detect by listening. And the difference is caused by something called sound waves. Sound waves travel through the air, and when we hear a note, it's actually sound waves and a vibration that we hear. The higher the note, the faster the sound waves, and the lower the note, the slower or the wider the sound waves. A higher note would have more compressed, faster sound waves that would look something like this. And a lower note would have wider, more spaced out sound waves, and they would resemble something like this. Now, we're going to watch a really short video that demonstrates the power of sound waves. There was a bridge in Tacoma, Washington that was built over 70 years ago. And this bridge was built before architects knew how sound and sympathetic vibrations and sound waves could affect physical objects. And this bridge was taken down, it collapsed just due to sound. The whistling of the wind through the bridge, through the physical structure of the bridge, caused a sympathetic vibration because the pitch, the sound waves, just kind of matched up with the physical makeup of this bridge. This is old footage. It's in black and white, and it's kind of there's a corny kind of soundtrack in the background, but it's not fake. This is not digitally edited. So please watch this short 1-minute video on the Tacoma Bridge collapse.
Tacoma Bridge, Washington, opened only a few months ago, was built at a cost of over $6 million. But misfortune overtakes the great structure. These are some of the most amazing pictures ever recorded by a newsreel. The actual collapse of the world's third largest suspension bridge. Only a 35-mile-an-hour wind is blowing, but this apparently sets up a rhythmic swinging of the bridge, which increases with each swing. Finally, the swinging road and the suspension cables give way and plunge into the water below. Fortunately, the only casualties were a car stalled on the bridge and a dog.
So as you can see, before the bridge actually collapsed into the water, it was kind of wavy and moving around, almost looking like waves, like the sound waves that I showed you earlier in this lesson. And that's something that now scientists take into account when they are designing structures, that sympathetic vibrations can affect moving objects, or can move objects, I should say. In band, if we're here in the room, we do a demonstration where you can feel sound with a bass drum. We hit a bass drum with a mallet, and you could feel the vibration kind of pass through you. It's a real kind of a cool thing. We can't do that on the internet. But what we're going to do right now is I'm going to test your ability to detect high notes and low notes. So your ability to hear when the sound waves are really fast and tight and compact and rapid, or if they're spread out and much slower and wider. So I'm going to play a series of notes. What I want you to do is after I play 2 notes, you need to tell me or decide, you're not going to tell me because we're on video, you're going to decide if the second note is higher or lower than the first note. This is just a practice one. I'm going to show you one. This is not official. Here's 2 notes, and we have to see if the second note's higher or lower than the first note. Here we go. I'll do it again. If you answered higher, you were correct because the second note went higher than the first note. Here's our second practice attempt at this. Again, this one doesn't count. I'm using a trumpet for this one. Tell me if the second note goes higher or lower than the first note. Here we go. Did you hear it? This one was tough because the notes were really close together. The second note went down lower than the first note. Okay, this is for real. So if you may want to get out a pencil, pen, something to write on, and keep track of your answers. You should number 1 to 10, and you're going to write H for higher or L for lower. All right, I'm going to change the instruments up. The first couple, I'm going to use the recorder, but then I'm going to change it up. Okay, here's number 1. You're telling me what the second note does. If the second note goes higher than the first, put an H or write the word higher. If it goes lower, put an L or lower. Here we go. I'll play that one more time. And the answer is number 2. So you're telling me what the second note does. I'll play that one more time. Higher or lower? Let's see this one. Okay, for number 3 and 4, I have my trusty saxophone. Here's number 3. You're telling me if the note goes higher or lower. I'll do that one more time. Listen close. Okay, let's see the answer. And here's number 4, also on the saxophone. Tell me the second note, if it goes higher or lower. I'll repeat that one more time so you can hear it better. Higher or lower? What did you think? Let's see what we got for the answer. For number 5 and 6, we'll be using the flute. Here's number 5. Did you hear it? Let me try one more time. Number 5. And let's check the answer key. Okay. Okay, here's number 6. Still on the flute. Did you hear it? What's the second note do? Higher or lower? Let me repeat number 6 for you. Okay, let's see what we got. Seven and 8 will be on the trumpet. Here's number 7. Remember, what's the second note doing in this pair of notes? Okay, did you get it? Here's a second attempt. Listen close. Okay, finalize your answers. And the answer is... Okay, on to number 8. Same instrument, different notes. Okay, let me try that one more time. Give you a second chance to hear the 2 notes. Tell me what the second note does, higher or lower. Okay, what'd you think? Let's see if you got it right. And for numbers 9 and 10, the last 2, we're going to use a baritone. Here's number 9. Tell me what the second note does. Let me try that again. Okay, let's see what your answers are. And the proper response is... And here's our final question, number 10. Listen to these 2 notes and try to figure out what the second one does. Listen one more time. Did you get it? Here is the correct answer. Okay, congratulations on finishing your first ear test. This is ear test number 1. We're going to do these throughout the quarter, not every week, but it's a great way to just kind of test your ear, see how sensitive your hearing is to register changes, to high notes, low notes. It comes in really handy if you're going to be a musician, if you're ever going to learn to play an instrument past doing the recorder. If you get into some more technical instruments, a little bit more advanced instruments, listening for high notes and low notes is very important. If you got all 10 correct, you would be an outstanding musician. 10, 9, or 8 correct, really, you have a pretty big advantage. If you got 7, 6, or 5, that's still really good. You're getting half or more than half. If you got 4 or less, you can still be a musician. There's nothing stopping you. You just have to listen really carefully, and it's a skill that you can actually improve on. It's not like, well, I'm just born with great pitch detection. I could detect notes and pitches better than you. It's not really like that. It's something everybody could improve on. It's a skill like anything else you could learn to master. And the best way to do it is by playing music and by listening to music. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson on sound waves. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.